procedure is complete.
About time you showed up. All right, I want to know what's going on. I've been trying to get Delgado's attention for, I don't know, 3 years now. And what do I get? Nothing but radio silence. Then out of nowhere, just when Neva and I are closing in on a huge score of our own, Delgado orders me to help you out. Because the only way to achieve a win is by agreeing to play the game in the first place. Worst case scenario, I don't make the fleet, but I end up a couple thousand credits richer. That's almost a win-win, don't you think? Oh, sure. First a tour, followed by a formal dinner at the captain's table. Let's get one thing straight. You're here for business, not for a vacation, so let's start by talking about Delgado's Sudden Olive Branch. Happy? Oh, I'm thrilled. Still, this leaves me with a lot of unknowns, and in our line of work, unknowns get you killed. So Neva's message said you were here for Dombrowski. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal? Don't play games with me. We both know pinging a message back and forth to the key is going to take longer than we have to do this job. We're supposed to be working together on every part of this. So, you're gonna tell me what else you're here for or not? Okay. So why are you targeting a Gall Bank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest? Merchant vessels, transport, supply convoys, mining settlements, you get the picture. But taking on a megacorp, that's a really big deal. Something the Crimson Fleet stayed away from in the past. Sounds to me like Delgado's either getting desperate, or this is leading to an even bigger score down the road. Oh, I see. We're playing this game now. Fine. Well, you might as well turn around and hop back aboard your ship because you're not getting near Dombrowski without my help.
It would seem we have little choice in the matter. We should hear him out.
Well, it appears we have a mind reader here. You're absolutely right. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that. You'd better, or you're gonna have to find another Gal Bank executive. As long as Dombrowski's on the ship, he's all mine. Of course I do. But who wants to settle for a one-time payout? I prefer to play the long game. You see, getting my ass back into the fleet means I regain access to Shinya Boss. And that's as good as an endless stream of credits. Fine. You want to play it that way, and suit yourself. Dombrowski's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Tehran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt.
Oh no. Is shooting everyone an option? Alternately shooting ourselves to avoid it?
Someone with enough disposable income to afford a permanent six-figure cabin aboard one of Triton's finest space liners. Consider it similar to owning a luxury mobile vacation home. Plaything for the wealthy, you get the gist. The event's a complete sham. Bunch of rich snobs getting together and throwing a party for themselves. These people couldn't give a damn about Terran preservation or any other charity for that matter. Take it easy. I'm just getting you started here. I'm sure you'll come running back to me for help again. This card will allow you to access the Starfield ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxing in one of the upper-level lounges. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dombrowski, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirty secrets. He's a VIP executive, which means he either worked really hard using blood, sweat, and tears to make the arduous climb to the top, or he backstabbed, lied, cheated, and betrayed his way up the corporate ladder. From what I've heard, it's the second option. All right, Speedy, take it easy. You're not gonna find that kind of junk aboard a Trident Starliner. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their Starliners with the latest acoustic threat detection. Meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship, security will be alerted and all hell will break loose. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you started. Good luck. What the hell? When I asked you earlier, you said you weren't here for anything else. Not only did you lie to me, but now you're telling me... Neva must be out of her mind if she thinks she's gonna screw me out of this deal. I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place. I spent months manipulating the Terran Preservation Society into hosting their gala affair aboard the Siren of the Stars. I had to arrange the event to make sure that the award was aboard the ship. Neva said she'd do the rest. When I got a message about Dombrowski, I assumed she'd be tagging along to steal the award. But looks like she sent you in her place. That would imply that Neva has a good side to begin with. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. So tell me, what's the status of your plan? Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holbrook, and you can probably find her in the Starfield ballroom. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms. You seriously need to ask. Okay, I'll give you 2 reasons. First, Gold Bank protects their own. Kill Dombrowski, and they send Ecliptic after every Crimson Fleet ship they can find. Not something Delgado wants, I suspect. And second, you offer Gal Bank employee in every single Gal Bank facility in the settled systems will triple their security. I'm gonna guess that won't help with whatever your plans are regarding Gal Bank, now will it? They claim their goal is to celebrate the soul of the Earth. The culture, the people, and the ideals of the past. In their minds, Earth is now dead, which is why they feel that preservation of its remaining aspects is so important. In reality, this is what happens when folks with far too much time and far too much money get together to make themselves feel like they're contributing to society. As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you with anything you want. What's the status of your plan? I once saw Neva strip down a UC security ship and sell the parts back to the UC through a shell company. If that doesn't put your concerns to rest, I don't know what will. Now tell me, what about the status of your plan? How can I help? Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canapes. They're frozen, not fresh.
Between you and me, the best part of my job is getting a crack at all the leftovers.
You're a guest of Captain Runkle, right? Welcome aboard.
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping the ship with triple
There's nothing quite like the view from the Starfield ballroom.
Captain Lokov is one of the most easygoing CEOs I've ever worked with.
Captain Rokov said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas.
Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count the
These newer vessels more or less run.
This is one of Trident's top of the line.
We succeeded that before we are discovered.
Nothing but lovely party, isn't it?
I suppose. That is ours now. Eh?
Please let me.
If the rest of this ship is any indication, I imagine
I'm
there's an
sorry.
incredible
It's
amount
against
of wealth
Trident
stored in there
policy
right
to
now.
discuss our personal feelings towards a fellow crewmate. I don't want to lose my job. I mean, maybe. You don't know. I am.
If this is not the very definition of decadence, I don't know what is.
behalf of Trident Luxury...
If the rest of this ship is any indication, I imagine there is an incredible amount of wealth stored in there right now.
I'm sorry. I don't want to lose my... I mean... No, it's not. Maybe we can still work. All right, but you didn't hear this from me. Do you understand? I don't want to lose my job. I like Captain Rokov, but I think he's mixed up with some very dangerous people. I was bringing some paperwork to his quarters one day, and I found a slate with a message he received from someone named Delgado. That would normally be fine, but the message mentions the Crimson Fleet, as in pirates. Can you believe it? If we want to grab it, the slate should still be in his quarters. Somewhere. Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed until it reaches port. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe. An excellent question. My responsibilities include all of the Siren's financial, customs, and commercial goods transfers. Honestly, I really enjoy the work. I get to meet people at every port of call instead of being constantly stuck below decks. Don't forget to tell your friends how much you enjoy the cruise.
We have a range of excursions available at all of our destinations. All the details are in your cabin.
How quickly can you get that done?
On behalf of myself and the entire team at Trident Luxury Lines, we wish to thank you for choosing.
Glad to have. Please let me know if your voice. All right, but you didn't hear the. I like Captain Rokov. I was bringing some paperwork to his quarters. That would normally be fine, if you want to grab it. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to make your stay.
If you want to dine at Captain Rokov's table during dinner service, it's open.
If you have any needs, please enter a request.
Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important. Probably in a few days. I don't want the award transfer to actually occur until we're safely in orbit at our destination. Of course, if I keep getting interrupted, the ceremony might never take place at all. Not at all. I was assured that this particular ship was outfitted with the absolute latest in cutting-edge security. I am completely confident that Trident Luxury Lines will keep all of us safe. Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years. Why do you ask? Well, the Earth Savior Award is one of a kind. The Blue Diamonds alone are irreplaceable. Since we can't produce a new award every year, it's instead passed from one recipient to the next. I supervise the transfer and make certain that there's ample security during transport and at the destination. During my tenure? Oh, certainly not. There was an unfortunate incident where my predecessor attempted to sell the award to the highest bidder, but that was quickly resolved. Needless to say, they'll be spending the rest of their life in a UC prison. In my cabin? Oh, please. Why would I do something so foolish? I'll have you know that the award is locked inside the master safe, located at the purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much more important things on my agenda than to speak to the likes of you.
A Starview pass is required to enter the main ballroom.
Have you tried the canapes? Horrid. Positively horrid.
Not just break it open.
Hello. Are you a member of the Society?
The ship's purser can assist you with any matters regarding the security.
I have about 1,000 things to deal with, and you're not one of them. Goodbye.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events aboard Starfield.
I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you that the route is quite safe.
If you wish to have a drink at any of our lounges, be sure to present your cabin pass to have the cost deducted from your account.
If you have any specific requests, please speak to one of the cruise attendants.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
The society chair has really outdone herself this time.
Here for business or pleasure?
Quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best for the society, huh?
So, what brings you aboard?
Please remember to obey all posted safety and mustering instructions.
I'm sorry. I don't believe we've met. Do I know you? My word. Is that supposed to be a veiled threat of some kind? I'm certain we've never been acquainted before, so I'll do you the courtesy of forewarning you about the impertinence that's to follow. When you approach me, I'd highly advise you to choose your words carefully. Otherwise, it's likely they will be your last. I think we're done here. Good day. We're speaking. Have you taken leave of your senses? I will do nothing of the sort. Accost me again, and I will ensure that you regret it for the rest of your miserably short life. We're speaking. Oh, think you've cracked the case, detective? Bravo. I'm not certain why you're approaching me with this harassment, but I can assure you that you've made a potentially life-threatening mistake. Perhaps you're unaware of the extent of my influence, or perhaps you're irrevocably stupid. I'll assume it's the latter and overlook it for now. Get the hell out of my sight.
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
An open bar would have been nice, but Trident's gouging us for every credit we got.
We have resorted to...
Please remember to obey all posted safety and mustering instructions.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
open bar would have been nice. Trident's galleons were every credit we got.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events aboard a Starliner.
If you have any little ones aboard, story time with Serena will be wonderful. That's view is absolutely spectacular.
The society chair has really
should be directed to
outdone
one of the staff.
For the safety of everyone aboard, please be certain you don't interfere with any of the crew or security members of our vessel.
I'm sorry, but unless you're reporting a security...
Right? And must have spent a fortune equipping this ship with triple redundancy in almost every internal system.
This is, well, maintained, to be sure, but obviously the credits have all been spent on the areas the guests actually see.
Here for business or pleasure?
In the event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet and orderly fashion.
Please remain in designated passenger areas at all times. Have a safe journey.
You're a guest of Captain Brokov, right? Welcome aboard.
There's nothing quite like the view from the Starfield ballroom.
This is one of Trident's top of the line.
Captain Rokov is one of the most easygoing CEOs I've ever worked under. In fact, he doesn't act much like a captain.
Between you and me, the best part of my job is getting a crack at all the leftovers from the night.
Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings to have been boosted to a ship with the siren of the stars. Captain Rokov said you're allowed in any of them.
These newer vessels are more honest, right?
Every day that I wake up in my bunk.
Sorry, I'm busy right now.
Glad to have you aboard. Please let me know if your voyage is unsatisfactory in any way. Welcome to the purser's office. Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed in the unlikely event. In the even more. So, an excellent question. My responsibilities. Honestly, I really enjoyed the. I've only seen it briefly myself. Unfortunately, the item. Is there anything else? Have a safe journey.
Due to an unfortunate accident, we are halting our spacewalk experience for an undetermined amount of time. Due to an unfortunate accident, we are halting our spacewalk experience for an undetermined amount of time.
Must you continue these unwelcome... Excuse me? And why in goodness name? And why in goodness name would I... You're starting to make a... Yeah, I hope so. Oh, just take the damn thing already. Listen. Maybe you can keep this between us. If the award goes missing, there's no need for the insurance company to get involved.
So, what brings you aboard?
I'm sorry, but unless you're reporting a security
Have you tried the
situation,
canopies?
I need to get...
Larry likes to drop overly complex words into conversations. I'm sure he knows that it annoys people, but he does it anyway. Haven't we already talked? It's for the Society's high rollers. It's critical that the Society keeps the memories of Earth. Nice to have met you.
Quite a lovely Starliner. Nothing but the best for the Society, eh?
Oh! Need a moment to walk that off?
The considerable amounts of cash that Dombrowski donates is the only reason we allow him to attend Society functions.
That's all then? Okay.
So,
Have
what
you
brings
tried the
up
cannon?
it?
I don't know why Larry's attend. Well, that was boring.
That view is His behavior towards... Enjoy the rest of the event. Quite a lovely start. Larry has an A-level executive rating over at Galbank. Don't forget to donate to the cause.
Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe we'll talk another time.
Hello? He's been spending a lot of time with Claudia Swiss. Enjoy the rest of the event.
An open bar would have been nice.
Please remember to obey all
Sorry, do I know you? Okay, that's a hell of a way to open a conversation. Why don't you cut the crap before I tell my partner that you're harassing me? Believe me, you don't want to piss him off. Who? Look, can you just cut to the chase already? What's this about? Oh my god. Are you kidding me? How did you... That idiot. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works. So let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy? You're not very bright, are you? I'm a grade C3 exec at Galbank. That means my credentials get me into 2 places. The front door? If that's all... Ugh, I should have destroyed that disgusting letter. Fine. You win. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme where thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet.
I do not understand. Your anger is focused on Mr. Dombrowski, but clearly the failure of this plan rests on you as well.
If you had to work near him day in and day out, I think you'd understand. He's a disgusting pig, plain and simple. I didn't know who the hell you were. For all I knew, you were working for Dombrowski. It's called playing it cool. You should try it sometime. I'm not gonna tell you. Let's just say that I'd be sent to prison for a long time if Galbank figured it out. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. You won't do that. You're here because you've got some kind of side hustle in the works. If you wanted to blow the whistle, you would have boarded this ship with the authorities. I was going to confront him back on Jemison, but then he invited me on this little trip through the stars. All expenses paid, first-class accommodations, the works. I figured, why not wait until I've milked him for every credit he's spending before I drop the hammer? Oh, I know he was using me. At the same time, he was saying how much he loved me. He was stringing me along and stabbing me in the back. I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it. I wrote a computer algorithm that basically creates a randomized number of false ghost credits that mimic the crypto key of actual credits. Then the algorithm simply passes the ghost credits to whatever legit transfers that the bank transacts. The genuine credits enter a dummy account. The best part is that I also alter the crypto keys as the real cash flows into our accounts. By the time it lands in our pockets, the creds are clean. So, on paper, it appears that all of the bank's transactions are covered, when it's really just our ghosted dummy creds. Genius, right? What do you think is going on? I'm using that gullible idiot to get what I want. If I have to squash him on my way to the top, then so be it. Let's get one thing straight. Larry Dombrowski's no saint. He deserves everything that's coming to him.
Yes, no judgment. But I am curious to hear a bit more.
It doesn't matter if you're here to judge me or not, because there's nothing to judge. Dombrowski is a piece of human garbage. He'd stab you in the back for table scraps, then stab you again to steal dessert. The plan's always been to milk the guy for everything he's worth, and then leave him in the dust. Not bad for a lowly Galbank worker drone, right? What, are you writing a damn novel? Fine. Vera works for UC Security, so he kept a lookout on their commnet for any Galbank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dombrowski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in Galbank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in, whether we liked it or not. I hope you hurt Dombrowski. Nail his ass.
Any complaints about your crews should be directed to one of the staff.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society.
Hello. You here for the charity event? Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that attending these types of events tends to absolve one of their sins and cleanse their soul. But something tells me you're not really here to discuss the event. What did you really want to talk about? Oh, I'm afraid that's a bit outside my wheelhouse. I work for UC Security, so I don't think I could be of much help. I have nothing to do with Galbank. You mean specifically? Oh, I work for the Corporate Fraud Division. We monitor all of the major megacorp financials and transactions to ensure that nothing improper occurs. You're asking a lot of strange questions. What exactly do you want? To be honest, I'm here to keep an eye on the charity event. It might not be as glamorous an assignment as a colony rescue or taking down some criminals, but anything that keeps the peace is important to me. What is this all about, anyway? Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off.
We both know exactly who you are.
Don't test me. You have no idea how high up the chain I am with UC Security. Not only can I make you disappear, I can also make sure the settled systems forget you existed in the first place. Just in case you weren't aware, I am the authorities. Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will believe?
The society chair is really...
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested. Oh, absolutely. He's up the ladder at UC Security. Lots of pull. We have to handle this very delicately. Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. But it's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows. Maybe, but if something goes wrong and he's able to raise an alarm, we're sunk. With all of these wealthy patrons aboard, the ship is crawling with security. Yeah, that's smart. Kill Vera, or anyone else involved in his conspiracy, and then Dubrovsky heads for the hills. Besides, you really want to ace a member of UC Security and have them breathing down your neck? You'll be the top story on SSNN. No, there has to be a safer way. Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency. This is one of Trident's premier starliners. That means it has the best of everything, including a triple redundancy life support system. They installed a backup for the backup. Luckily for us, it will still trip an emergency and everyone will have to return to their quarters until I sound the all clear, which I won't.
Your lack of commitment does not exactly fill me with confidence. Are you sure this is a good idea?
Don't worry. It'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at the party. Just throw a few lousy switches and you're done. One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right? Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had hell. There's access to the crew section that you can reach through the Starview Ballroom. Chief Sundin should be there, wasting time at his station as usual. Have fun with that guy. He's a real piece of work. Once you're past Sundin, just look for the room marked Environmental Control. Everything you need is inside. All passengers are instructed to immediately report to their cabins. That way we keep the halls clear and avoid a panic. Fortunately for us, all of the passenger cabin doors will automatically unlock. This is normally to ensure the crew can check cabins quickly and without interference. But in our case, it's like having an all-access pass. On the surface, he's an upstanding citizen of the United Colonies, pretty high up in UC security. Lots of clout with Mast. Underneath, he's a greedy piece of garbage. Given the chance, he'd backstab you for a cret stick and pin the murder on someone else. Come to think of it, if he wasn't such a petty tyrant, he'd probably thrive with the Crimson Fleet. Get back to it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
That was quite a...
Hold up. This area is off limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rokov's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you? Yeah, a little. A few of the techs call this deck the dungeon. I think you can see why. Not exactly Starliner-class comfort down here. Don't get me wrong. The quiet gives me time to gather my thoughts, catch up on work, and all that, but I'd rather work on the bridge. I'm the Siren's chief engineer. Trident put me in charge of the entire tech team. We do our best to keep the ship running smoothly and efficiently. Of course, this beauty is a cutting-edge piece of spacecraft design. Almost everything has triple redundancy, like the life support system. Unfortunately, that means there's quite a bit of downtime. Could be worse, though, right? Oh, sorry, that area's off limits. No exceptions. No, sorry. Trident regulations. Look, I'm not trying to be a... All right. No need to get pushy about it. Captain Rokov sure picks some weird friends. Tell you what. I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away? I'm the Siren's chief and... Of course, this be... Unfortunately. Honestly, he's a seasoned ship captain. He told me he was a long hauler for years and the experience shows. Only thing is, he's always talking about trade deals and plans for get-rich-quick schemes. It's all the guy ever thinks about. Why he decided to be a Starliner captain, I'll never know. It's almost like he craves being around money. Tell you what, though, for someone that loves credit so much, he sure doesn't mind gambling them when we play cards. Remember not to touch anything, please.
Much nicer in here now. Plenty of room.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here. Doesn't take a genius to deduce you're the one that's responsible. I locked onto you from the moment you entered the ballroom, and I've watched you trying to clock Dombrowski. After we spoke, I had a feeling you'd pull a stunt like this. I always took him for a fool. I can't believe he's stupid enough to have gotten mixed up with the Crimson Fleet. Still, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over any evidence? Don't act so surprised. You didn't really think I'd make a deal with Claudia or Dombrowski without having a little insurance policy of my own, did you? Huh? If I've learned anything in my years at the corporate fraud division, it's always have an exit strategy. I don't know where you got that information from, but it lines up with all the troubles I've been having getting my cut from that asshole. That means my money's already gone, and Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to end up on the Crimson Fleet shit list. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I'll end up in jail. This is a lose-lose situation for me. Dombrowski had the authorization to wipe out records on Galbank's system without raising any red flags. I let Claudia talk me into that. She said she had him wrapped around her finger. Apparently, she was wrong. Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. We're talking a slate loaded with dates. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan.
May I have your attention, please?
At least I walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it. Just because I'm helping you nail Dombrowski doesn't mean I'm turning my back on UC security. How else am I going to ensure that he ends up behind bars when all this comes crashing down? No. You can leave me out of your merry little band of pirates, thank you very much. All I can tell you is that there's more than a few people at Mast who find Commander Akande to be a huge pain in the ass. I mean, the UC is aware that the Crimson Fleet is a problem, but it pales in comparison to the issues with the Freestar Collective. Akande's loaded with big-picture ideas, but not a ton of evidence to put them into action. And frankly, it's driving my superiors crazy. Well, since Claudia has been spending time disgustingly close to Dombrowski, I think she's suffered enough. On the other hand, I've got very, very special plans for Larry. I have some friends that can, well, let's just say, take care of the problem. That's if you leave him alive, of course. We'll just have to wait and see. All I can tell you is, I mean, Akande's low. You better tell Dombrowski to run, because if you don't kill him,
All passengers.
I will.
So? Did it work? Not yet, but the transaction is in progress as we speak. You should expect your profits from our venture soon. You must be patient.
No way, Larry. This is not what we agreed. You said the money would be in our accounts by the 1st of the month.
Give it a rest. It isn't like we're making regular withdrawals. If things aren't done carefully, it'll trip an audit. Is that what you want?
May I have your attention,
Of course
please?
not. But we're
The
risking
captain
our
has
asses
declared a
and we've seen
ship-wide
what, maybe
emergency.
5-8%
Please report to your
We're
cabins
promised a
in an
third of the
orderly
final
fashion
figure.
and remain there until you
as
receive
promised,
further instructions.
when all is said and done,
This ship
that's
is in a state of
exactly what you'll
emergency.
receive.
Return to your cabin.
You must understand we're absconding with an inordinately vast amount of capital from
There's no
Galbank
cause for
Commerce.
alarm. I'm sure this is
Eventually,
just a
the
minor
shortfall
malfunction
will be
or a drill.
discovered. As Claudia has so eloquently stated, if the transactions aren't siphoned at a reasonable rate, the audit team will be dispatched and our plan ruined. Give it time, my friend. You'll get your share. A third for each of us, as promised.
A third of 500,000 credits. Can't you just taste it? I think I'm gonna head straight for Neon with my share, put myself up at the Hotel Volai, and blow a shitload of money at the Astral Lounge. You'll come with me, won't you, Larry? I don't want to spend all that cash alone.
Of course, my darling. I can't think of a finer way to spend our time together.
Oh, look, I'm gonna lay this all on the line. You have 2 more weeks to make this happen, or we're gonna have a problem. 2 weeks, Dombrowski. That's it.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Claudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly
You don't
fashion.
actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's-eye view of the situation, do you? I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation demands swift and resolute action. Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me. I see. That certainly places a damper on our negotiations. Perhaps I can hasten my diatribe to temper your violence-ridden contribution. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my Galbank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along?
Is there much more of this? My head is starting to hurt.
The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency.
Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but I have little choice. Though, Larry Dombrowski will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous at that point. Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The answer is quite obvious. The last thing I'd want to do at this point is call attention to myself. Splendid. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin 2 very annoying business associates. Good day. Well, I'm uncertain. Well, first, and second, since we're...
All passengers, may I have your attention, please?
I see. In blunt, I assume that's what...
Is there much more?
Please report
Oh,
to
it was
your
actually a
cabins
rather...
in an orderly
the only thing.
fashion.
It appears we've reached... Oh, of course I trust you, Lon. Now, if you'll...
Yes, you need me?
The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Our security team would appreciate
Well, looks like everything worked out. Just like we planned. I'm glad you feel that way. Just remember to tell Delgado how much I pitched in to help. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner? So he told you to keep it from me. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Dover Beach. Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for comrade. It's what I intend to call you from now on, so get used to it. Don't worry. You'll get what's coming to you. I promise. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard.
The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
A minor malfunction or a drill.
Whew. Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
It's a rare thing to know that right here and now might just be the best days of your life.
Dad, can I have a pet?
A pet? Really? And where away?
Come on. Please? I need somebody to talk to on the ship by myself.
That's... Board is clear. We're docked.
Pardon?
It's good to have you back. Excellent. Are you kidding me? Dombrowski was already making a six-figure salary, and yet he couldn't resist starting an embezzlement scheme. It makes me sick. Ah, it's gonna be an absolute pleasure to throw his butt in prison. Have any more? Understood. Keep searching and you're bound to find more. Yeah. The reason I didn't bring up the Crimson Fleet is, well, I was one of them. It's something I'm not exactly proud of. He knows quite a bit about my journey. but I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this conversation to him. Common ground, but not a common beginning. I was recruited out of New Atlantis by Neva Mora. She said I was making a name for myself, and it caught the fleet's attention. I was thrilled. It was a chance at bigger and better scores and gave me a ticket off-world. Why the heck would I say no? I raised hell on New Atlantis until someone stood up and took notice. And just like Adler Kemp stuck his neck out and vouched for you, someone else in the fleet did the same thing for me. In fact, it was my idea to send you to Sidonia for your first, well, I suppose you call it a mission. Even if I had, I was ignoring the potential repercussions. They took me in. Delgado ran me through the paces on Suvorov, and before I knew it, I was part of the team. Now I was making some serious money. That apartment I boasted about in New Atlantis became a joke. I even made enough to buy my own ship. What do you think? It's a giant ice ball. I froze my behind off. We spent a while exploring the surface near the lock, while Delgado laid out his spiel about honor among thieves and all that nonsense. Never got a look inside the facility like you did. The moral here is obvious. I think the fact that I'm wearing this UC SysDef uniform says it all. Everything changed thanks to Commander Akande. The man basically saved my life. I owe him everything. You don't even know the half of it. Look, I've already said too much. I promised Commander Akande I wouldn't talk to anyone about this. All you need to take away is that I've literally walked a mile in your shoes, and I appreciate the risks that you're taking. Carry through with this mission. I promise you I'll be there every step of the way. We'll be here if you need us.
Excuse me.
We're on our own again.
This is United Colonies Space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband.
any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
Your ship is way bigger than that.
What's up? Howdy, Skipper. Try not to load us both in. Bye, Chief.
We're unlatched. Free and clear.
Yes?
Another jump down.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared to land.
I do find that statue pleasing. I wonder if it matches the original vision of the artist, or if they changed the design as they worked on it.
Always good to see another batch.
The Trade Authority.
The Trade
Of course,
Authority does
of course.
quite. Well for itself down here.
The Trade
And
Authority
clearly they share little of the credits they make.
Hello. Welcome to the... the Galbank Archives. May I see your credentials, please? Oh, no. No, this is just their deep storage facility. All the current records are upstairs in the main facility. This is where they put the older data onto long-term servers. Oh, no. None at all. I'm all alone. Well, I guess you're down here too, right? So... Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dombrowski. No. No. Hey, look, please don't... Me? No. Look, this is my first day on the job. Just cut me some slack, okay? I can't afford to lose it. Got a wife and kids to feed. Everything checks out. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. There we go. Have a wonderful day.
I am not a star.
Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for coming in.
Ready to tackle whatever the Starfield throws at us.
Stock versions are never quite what you want, are they? I too prefer custom alterations to the standard issue.
Is there a way to go faster than the speed of light? And none of that grav tech cheating?
Never mind. Sorry. Neon. But I can't think of any town that's more stressful. Reusion. Infinity Ltd. And there you were, navigating corporate bureaucracy like a professional. Neon does that to folks. They show up thinking it'll be one way, get addicted to this and that. It's designed to reel in more than just the fish. Look, I know Neon is going to be Neon, no matter what any of us do about it. But I'm glad you put a stop to that neural amp tech. Nothing good was going to come from that. They could control groups, armies. They could have become a military power. I guess we'll find out if we can trust them if you suddenly start coming after all of us, huh? Oh, you know, just that experimental technology that you got installed in your head. Anyway, not that I care a ton about the internal politics of some ethically dubious megacorp, but... So, Masako, huh? I mean, between her and Ularu Chen, I get it, but you don't trust her, do you? Well, I trust you. And I'm glad the choice was yours and not mine. Anyway, you didn't happen to pick up any investment tips while you were in there. Just kidding. I don't even want to know. What's new? Oh, right. You're handling this whole... Let me carry that. Yes? I might have... Ready for takeoff in 3, 2, 1, go! Stable orbit achieved. We could stay here forever. Well, for a while anyway.
integrity, 100%. Good to go, Cap.
There are a good many places I would rather be right now.
The fleet is family. Stealing from each other is just what you call...
Every captain here's earned their stripes. I hope you do not have any loose cred sticks.
You know my
I fully
sister.
expect you would find them
You're
missing
still
when
alive?
you leave here.
You either somehow won her approval, or... Best not to think about it too much. Bad for business. Just to make it quick. Oh, bye, I guess.
Are you looking to start something?
Your buddy Rokov is aboard the Key. Told me everything that happened.
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Now I remember why we kicked his ass out the fleet. Yeah, that'd be a first.
All right, Neva, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokov, I guess we can give him another chance. All right. Now that is out of the way, we can move on to the matter at hand. Crix's legacy. Speaking of which, let me see that data you copied from the Galbank archives. Ah, so the Galbank transport went down over Bannock 4. Bannock. Why does that sound familiar? Neva?
Yeah, keep your panties on. I'm looking it up. And... I got it. Bannock 4. Let's see. Damn it. Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the thing without frying every circuit aboard.
Approaching that in... well, in any ship would be suicide.
Don't know that one, huh? Well, pick up your pencil. There's gonna be a test on this later. EM class means the planet is giving off a ridiculously high amount of electromagnetic radiation. We're talking off the charts here. Fly your ship anywhere near one of these death traps, and you'll blow every single circuit on your ship. You'd be dead in space. Get it? Yeah, sure. We'll just wrap your ship in a ton of copper and launch you right in there. That ought to do the trick, right?
Both of you shut up and think for a second. I'm sure Creeks hit the same roadblock. All we need to do is figure out how he got around it.
This sounds like a goddamn waste of time to me.
No, this all makes sense. The data says the transport went down over Bannock 4, carrying currency during the Narian War. There were ships fighting across the entire galaxy back then. It's not that hard to believe this one got lost that far out from home. I refuse to believe that we've come this far only to smash straight into a wall. I don't care what either of you think. We have to push through. Neva, the Galbank data says the transport had a CBR-27 transponder. Can we track that kind of thing? Pinpoint its exact location?
That transponder is military grade. We're talking ultra-bit encryption, constantly reshuffling frequencies. we don't have shit like that laying around. But before you get that pissy look on your face, I heard that the UC's been working on a ship signal decryption system called the ComSpike. We grab that little beauty, and we'll be able to track anything you want.
All right, here is the plan, so shut up and listen. Rook, I want you and Neva to put your heads together and get us that ComSpike. I don't care if it's mounted at the top of mast. I want it. In the meantime, I'm going to find out more about this EM-class gas giant problem. And I think I know just who to ask.
Give me a little time to crunch the numbers on the ComSpike with Jazz, and I'll point us in the right direction.
We do or we die. That's the way Crix did things. And that is the way we should have been doing it for years. It's as simple as that.
I promise. You're gonna write that in your diary, little girl?
All right, that is enough. We are in arm's reach of Crix's legacy, and I don't have time to deal with this kind of bullshit. Now, both of you, get the hell out of here and get to work.
All right, let's get this over with. Follow me.
Samina can do more than patch you up. She's got a drugs of every kind, if you know what I mean.
All right, let's get right to it. Did you get the Earth Savior Award, or am I gonna be very disappointed?
First of all, this is my section of the key, so I'm gonna stand here for as long as I want. And second of all, I know all about that award and your deal with Neva. We don't keep secrets between us. Just throttle down and give her the damn thing already so we can get to work.
Well, that's because you'd be absolutely right. You see, everyone above you in the fleet is making more than you are off the same gig. That's why we're all fighting our way to the top. Understood? Good. Now, you might want to hand over that award before I have you tossed off the key. Just a thought. Well, well, look at that. You followed my directions, and now you're gonna end up with some credits in your pocket. Of course, it would have been more money if you hadn't blabbed about the damn thing to roll call. But that's on you. Anyway, here's your cash. Keep this up, and I might even start respecting you. All right, Fleet? We've all got work to do, so let's get to it.
You've got stuff to say. Muggle, I've got the stuff to hide it.
Rook.
It would seem.
Nothing like the smell of a dead shark.
I find the interior of this ship comforting.
Oh, pardon me. ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge.
Lost a bet to one of the officers.
So I heard there was a bit of excitement on the Siren of the Stars. Your handiwork, I assume? Nice work. Any specific evidence you picked up regarding criminal activity should be given to Lieutenant Toft after the debriefing.
If the evidence pans out, you can visit those alleged criminals in our brig the next time you stop by the Vigilance. But for now, what do you have on Delgado and his little ragtag group of pirates?
Yes, and I heard there were no casualties. Excellent work.
Except for the eclectic hit squad that you took down at the archives. We're taking care of that mess, by the way.
Speaking of which, I assume you copied the information from the Galbank's computers. Let me see what you got. So the Legacy went down at Bannock 4. Bannock 4. Why does that sound familiar, Toft?
Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant, sir. There isn't a ship in the fleet that could safely get near that type of world. The Bannock system was the site of a significant battle during the Narian War. I had to do a research paper on the subject at the Academy. It sounds like you admire that lunatic. I think his gospel's gone straight to your head. Maybe we made a mistake choosing you for this assignment.
That's enough, Lieutenant. Even if Delgado has an immediate solution to the EM problem, there's still the matter of tracing the Legacy's transponder signal. Of course I am. We don't really have a choice in the matter. There are no shortcuts. The route you're taking to secure Crix's legacy for the Crimson Fleet is the only one at our disposal. If you suddenly change your behavior, they'll know something's wrong. I realize it's difficult, but I urge you to stay the course for now. In the meantime, we'll formulate a plan to ensure the Crimson Fleet doesn't get their hands on that money. I'm not certain. Galbank uses their own proprietary transponder system. Even a ship as old as the Legacy would be a challenge to trace. And even if we could find the ship, we don't have anything strong enough to resist those levels of EM radiation. Unfortunately, we're hampered by the same obstacles as the Crimson Fleet. They have information about the Comspike? Damn it.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that device, sir.
No, you shouldn't be familiar with it. It's a highly classified project. It's an advanced signal decryption and tracking device that the UC Navy's been working on for years. How the hell did the Crimson Fleet find out about that?
There must be an information leak somewhere, sir. It's the only thing that makes sense. I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. This is what we're going to do. You keep playing along and go after the Comspike. Lieutenant Toft and I will see what we can find out about Bannock 4. I don't see the point. The Crimson Fleet apparently has a pipeline of information flowing from somewhere within the UC military. Any attempt to move the Comspike would be a waste of time. We need to play this close to the vest. My superiors are stubborn. They aren't going to authorize an attack on the key based on my flights of fancy, I've been told. We need more evidence that all the Crimson Fleet's plans will result in them actually getting their hands on this fabled cache of credits. Perfect. Just stick with the plan and we'll see who gets to Crix's legacy first.
Early reports say your mission on the Siren was a success.
Separation complete. Never get tired of that. Nice clean dock there.